Have you ever heard of a man so rich he could crash an entire country's economy just by giving away gold? No, this isn't a character from a fantasy novel. This is the true story of Mansa Musa, the legendary emperor of Mali. Long before Europe had its modern banks and stock markets, West Africa was the land of gold. The Mali Empire, founded by the great Sundiata Keita, controlled vast gold fields and the vital trade routes that crisscrossed the Sahara Desert. Gold, salt, ivory, and precious knowledge flowed through Mali's magnificent cities, especially the legendary Timbuktu. And at the center of this golden age stood one man, Mansa Musa. So, how did he come to power? Mansa Musa became emperor in 1312, but his path to the throne was unusual. His predecessor had become obsessed with a journey across the Atlantic Ocean and set sail with a massive fleet never to be seen again. Musa inherited not just a crown, but a vast, well-organized empire stretching from the Atlantic coast deep into the Sahara. He was a devout Muslim, highly educated, and a truly brilliant political leader. He wasn't just a king, he was a scholar and a visionary who was about to show the world the true wealth of Africa. In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on what would become the most famous journey in African history, his pilgrimage, or Hajj, to Mecca. But this was no ordinary trip. Imagine a moving city of 60,000 people trekking across the desert. He was accompanied by thousands of soldiers for protection and 12,000 personal attendants, all dressed in the finest silks and the camels. They weren't just carrying supplies. They were loaded with tons upon tons of pure gold. As he traveled, Mansa Musa's generosity was legendary. He gave gold to the poor he met along the way, to scholars he admired, and to the rulers of the lands he passed through. When his caravan arrived in Cairo, Egypt, he gave away so much gold that he completely destabilized the local economy. The value of gold plummeted, and the city suffered from massive inflation that took over a decade to recover from. He literally broke the bank of an entire nation just by being generous. But Mansa Musa's story isn't just about his incredible wealth, it's about what he did with it. He was a builder of civilization and a true patron of learning. When he returned from his pilgrimage, he didn't just bring back souvenirs. He brought back the greatest minds of his time, architects from the Middle East, scholars from across the Islamic world, and countless books, manuscripts, and new ideas. He used this new knowledge and talent to transform his empire. Timbuktu, once a simple trading post, became one of the greatest centers of learning in the entire world. He built magnificent mosques, including the famous Jingabur Mosque, which still stands today. He founded universities and libraries that attracted scholars from far and wide. Under his rule, Timbuktu flourished as a beacon of knowledge and culture. Under Mansa Musa, the Mali Empire entered its golden age. It was politically stable, economically powerful, and culturally rich. For the first time, European mapmakers began to depict West Africa not as an empty space, but with the image of a king holding a golden nugget. That king was Mansa Musa. The world now knew that Africa was a continent of immense power and sophistication. Mansa Musa died around the year 1337. After his death, the Mali Empire slowly began to decline due to internal conflicts and external pressures. But his legacy never faded. He left behind a model of what an enlightened leader could be. He sparked a cultural renaissance that was felt for centuries. Most importantly, he created a global awareness of African civilization and its immense contributions to the world. So, when we remember Mansa Musa, we shouldn't just think of him as the richest man who ever lived. He was a king who understood that true wealth isn't just gold. It's knowledge, culture, and progress. He used his fortune to build a legacy that changed how the world saw Africa forever. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join us for more incredible stories from history. We'll see you in the next one.